Okay, let's just get right into this because I really want to talk about the episode. We're going to be reviewing today episode 2 of Boku dake, also known as Reverse. So the episode begins with our main character, just sort of, it does a bit of a flashback to the previous episode, giving us a bit of a recap, a little bit like what One Piece does, and other sort of shonen series, but this is not a shonen. I can't remember what studio it's done by. He's like, oh, I feel really ill, even though he doesn't, and he says he's got a headache, so he goes home. He goes home and he kind of realises what's sort of going on, what he's going to have to do. I think is a girl's name Hinako. He goes back home and he realises that, oh, Mum's at work, so I'm going to have to use the... He like kicks, like his foot knocks against a sort of like wooden box outside the front door and realises that the key is underneath it. He opens it and goes into his room, and there was a real sense of joy of him being back in his old room after so many years. I really enjoyed seeing that, his face light up. It was amazing. I like the way it was presented. I like the art, the animation. It just all went together in that scene perfectly to create this sort of feel that I kind of got from it, and it was really good, and I just enjoyed it, seeing his face, and then he falls asleep. Obviously, I don't know how a normal person will be able to handle that. And what kind of surprised me is that he handled it so well, being sent back to 1988. He handled it so well. I wouldn't have been able to handle it like he has. So it was just crazy the way that it was handled. So his mum come home, ask what he wants for tea. They have tea, and he's being very sort of, oh, thanks mum, thanks. Oh, thanks for the food. He's being very thankful, and he's kind of realising that as a child maybe he wasn't as thankful and he needed to be more thankful. So we move on the course of the episode and goes back to school the following day, and all of his friends are suspecting that he is in love with the girl that he has went back to try and save. I mean, in a way that could cause somebody to love it, so we don't know if that could happen at the end. We have no idea really. But one of them, the smarter one, I can't remember his name, but he's always got a book in his hand. He's the blondie hair one. He's like, oh, I think he kind of realises. I feel like there's a few characters. I feel like he's not the only one. The girl also called him a faker, which is weird. Well, it wasn't weird, but I understand why she would call him that. His group of friends seem like they just seem like honest kids, some typical friends that you would have in whatever you call your elementary school or junior school or whatever. They just seem like a typical bunch of children, really. That's what they are. They're like children. I can't remember exactly how old they are, but anyway, one of his friends approaches our main girl and tells them to converse, and he does sort of he gets to think about more. As when you're a kid, you don't really think about things, you just sort of say them. He is being very thoughtful for a child, and I feel like that might impact things later. Maybe he's being too thoughtful, maybe he's thinking too much, maybe he overthinks things, so that could affect as a child. One of his classmates also tells him to read her essay that she wrote, and that was about that kind of gave the theme across that she was being abused. So his friend now thinks that he's looking out for her because she's being a bit abused, which is technically what she's doing. What he's doing, and it was just such a good episode. Right, so I'm getting a bit off track. So we're having this conversation, and it was going well, and he was like, oh yeah, let's walk home together, and then she never actually really does. They end up in, he knows where she'll be, because it was like the last night he saw her, so we're already at this point, we're already hit a major sort of milestone in this timeline of events that will proceed to happen and for him to change, and what sort of effects they'll have in the future. I don't really know. It could be anyone's guess. Do not spoil if you've read the manga. I'm an anime only at the moment, so please try to keep it spoiler free if you're going to comment anything down below. So he goes to the park because he knows she's going to be there, and he approaches her and he's like, she doesn't have the gloves, which I think she was wearing the gloves when she died, so this is a good sign that it wasn't the day that she was meant to die. We also see a sort of picture. We also see a scene of the guy that he was friends with. So we don't know if he's still going to play it cool and still be friends with him or not. He was also convicted. He's still technically meant to be convicted. We don't know if he's actually done the crime. It could have been somebody else. So the episode ended with them two like talking, having a conversation. She going home, him going home. He said that he was never gonna let her be alone in this park. It was nice to see them have that conversation. The art was amazing. The animation was amazing. I loved it. I am really enjoying this, so I'm going to keep watching at least the next 2 episodes to see where this goes. It is very sort of fast as well. Subscribe if you haven't, and do all that good stuff, because just like and comment and share and all that good stuff.